who were seen as ahead of their time. So I have a list of some characteristics which I found very peculiar, to these men. For example, they are people with large intellectual capacity. Large intellectual capacity, ability to think, is very important. Like our own late Professor Claude Ake once said that the problem, of African leadership is the lack, that's the poverty, the intellectual poverty of the leadership. And so our Excellency is a man with large intellectual capacity. Secondly, the person must be one who is able to think critically and to think outside the box. So, ability to think outside the box is very important. So, when people are saying that this is the only way to do it, this is the way we are used to doing it, and so the implication is that you must always do it like that. Take, for example, the situation at the Nnamdi Azikiwe airport. Yes, the normal way would be patching it gradually, then the next 1 year or 2 years we are still on it, patching it. Maybe if you were interested in sealing, it will give opportunity to seal because it will never end. But he said 6 weeks. And people felt it will fail. But we are here today to celebrate that excellence. It didn't fail, it worked because he thought outside the box and acted outside the box. Then the other aspect is that the person must be emancipatory and empowering leadership. We find out that when he became the governor, he says he wants to empower the people. Because most often we think that development is about things. I want a big road, I want to do it. No, development first and foremost must be about the people. So you empower the people, and so whatever you are doing, will be in that direction. Also, is a man that looks beyond adversities. When you are looking at the future, you are not seeing the adversities of tomorrow, the bleak tomorrow, but he sees the beautiful tomorrow. Then the other aspect is that he must be a man that sees tomorrow. I found out that there are 4 ways leadership think. You think about the past, or you keep thinking about the past, then you become a reactionary. Or you think about the present, then it means that every action that you are doing is about how to solve the problem of today. Or you can even think with tomorrow. You think with the future. Every day, as things come up, you do them. But we have leaders that think from the future. When you think from the future, you think outside the box. Because tomorrow becomes your laboratory. So what you are doing will be extraordinary. I think that's where
you think to the future and you think out of the box. Let me tell you a story. There was this boy in a classroom, and the teacher asked him, 1 minus 1, what is it? The boy said, I don't know. Then another one has come. If I give you 1 ball and take the ball away from your hand, what do you have? The boy said, oil. Was it right or wrong? You see, you have to think out of the box, and that's what a man living ahead of his time should be doing. He thinks out of the box, and those people living with him may not even understand what he's doing because they are not on the same page. He's thinking ahead. Like what's happening to the railways, like what the transportation system we have, and what we have had in Rivers State. A man comes up, builds schools all over the place with a vision of building good institutions. The next man comes over, does not even understand why the man built those schools. He didn't think out of the box like the man who was there. So that's what we are talking about. He's a visionary leader. He looks up into the future. Cloud Aken was mentioned. That's one of our men who was thinking out of the box. I see that my colleague has come all the way from Kaduna to help us think out of the box. So, what's your opinion about this, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a big privilege indeed for me to be here in the great garden city of Port Harcourt to discuss the topic, a man ahead of his time. Besides having the basic requirements of going to school, acquiring the necessary knowledge, it is my enlightened view, which is also premised on the culture from which I hail. We in the northern part of Nigeria have always believed that for you to be ahead of your peers, first and foremost, like I said, besides having acquired education, there is always the need for humility, level-headedness, doggedness, resilience, and of course, the restiveness to want to embark on gargantuan projects that will impact positively on the lives of men. These attributes, we, when I say we, I am talking about the enlightened segment of the northern population which comprise the youth, the organized private sector, and of course, the professional bodies. We have noticed these attributes in the person that people prefer to regard as the lion of the Niger Delta, but I would rather say is the lion of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I say the lion of Nigeria, you will be surprised. A lot of people have come to celebrate the troika of Tinubu, Fashola, Ambode, and in my place up north, Rabiu Musa Konkoso. These people are not celebrated because they hail from probably great families, other than the fact that they were there for the people when it mattered most. And this, the Right Honorable Minister of Transportation, we have seen in both deeds and statements when he was the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly. He navigated the turbulent waters that is the legislature at a time when most of his contemporaries were busy being impeached because of loyalty across the various houses of assembly in Nigeria. But here is somebody who remained focused and loyal to his benefactor throughout the 8 years of his tenure. To those of us from the northern part of this country, we hold loyalty very, very importantly. Because if somebody is not loyal to his benefactor, naturally you can never be fully sure of where